Here we have a brand new Range Rover SV model. The one that you knew as the autobiography in the past is now being replaced by this long wheelbase model that has all the luxury features. So let's take a look at the back seat. Absolutely incredible. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So if you have not yet subscribed, please do that right now. As I am sitting in the backseat of the Range Rover, you could see all the amenities around you, everything that just brings you into the ultimate in terms of luxury. You have leather on the headliner, you have leather on the door cards, you have this beautiful birch white wooden trim. If you can tell, this is a beautiful birch trim and it's not polished. It is just a beautiful birch trim that is in its raw feature. Just little things that are high attention to detail. You have these metal handles that have a beautiful resistance to them. You have all these touch panels along the seat adjustments that have all the memory settings, and you have your lock unlock feature at the base of the door pull. You have a Meridian sound system that sounds absolutely amazing when it is on, and you have tons of legroom and space all across this interior. I am 6'5" and I sit in the back seat and I absolutely fit in this car, and I have room to spare. I have a beautiful television screen that's the size of an iPad, and what's beautiful about this is that this screen is removable. One thing that irks me is that when the TVs or the screens were fit into the back of the headrest, that was a feature that always annoyed me. The fact that this is a removable unit gives a level of flexibility, and it gives a level of class to a vehicle of this stature. If I have to think of any car that's going to be a direct competitor to the Cullinan, it's going to be this Range Rover SV. So let's look at some additional features all throughout this vehicle. This center section definitely folds down from this middle area, but if you want to find an Easter egg, here is one that I think all of you will appreciate. You lift up this section over here and you find a mirror, because in the front you have mirrors under the sun visors, but in the rear you don't have any mirrors in case you need to do your makeup or do some questionable activities. You can either remove the mirror and you can look at yourself. This is pretty incredible. And you put it back in its compartment and you fold it back, and this is an electric unit that folds back into place, or you could use it as an armrest, and there is a screen in this function right here. Pretty cool stuff. They've literally thought of everything. And then look at this beautiful SV leather. Gorgeous. So ladies and gentlemen, the fit and finish and the consistency of this car is more in line with something like a vintage Bentley. Now let me make a comparison. You see the quality of the leather, you see the wood, you see the leather trim surround, as well as the burl walnut veneers. We look at this car over here, and you can make an argument that the Range Rover SV is more luxurious than a classic Bentley. Look all the way around this vehicle. Even across the front of the vehicle, we have all the copper tones all the way around. And even along the underside of the grille, we have the copper that also matches the roof. Even these fins have a two-tone consistency with the rest of the vehicle. And if we look at the wheels, we have a two-tone paint accent all around the spokes. Pretty awesome. This particular model features two-tone interior, just like the exterior. So you see the white leather in the back, and you see the brown leather up front. They want to have that dual consistency of white with brown on this car to be consistent all the way. They even have it with the wood as well, with the actual exterior of this car. You see the white paint on the base along the sides of the vehicle, and then you look at the roof. It's really cool that they extracted this much attention to detail all across the entire perimeter of this vehicle. The steering wheel is also appointed with a beautiful birch surround on the outer perimeter of the wheel. And it is gorgeous. It does feel a little bit plasticky, if I have to be honest, but I mean, at the price that you're paying, I have to assume that it's real. but that's a question I would have to ask. Even though this gear shift lever is electronic, I guess they're wanting to return to an analog feel for this shifter. And because it has a substantial size, you can move it into place, you can push it into place. It is completely electronically controlled in comparison to the other one that had the rotating dial that looked a little bit more like this feature over here. So I guess they listened to the customer who was against the recessed dial park reverse neutral drive setting, and they went back to something that's a little bit more usable in nature, and it has a good resistance to it too. Wow. This even has electronics to adjust every single part. You adjust the seats, the touch features, you can massage the seats, you can adjust the seats, you can recline the seats. And that seat folds forward. Look at that. The TV adjusts. It's like an airplane in here. You can heat the seats. There's nothing you can't do with this vehicle. And let me just power, let's see. I could fold this back. Now you could fit 3 people across. Just the level of luxury. It's like you're on a first-class flight on a private jet. Now, if you were sitting in the front seat, I feel sorry for you because you just got crushed. But this vehicle is absolutely, this is perfect. Just a great vehicle overall. V8 and 523 horsepower. This is unlike the Range Rovers of the past that are underpowered and sluggish. This Range Rover could keep up with modern traffic. This is an absolute monster of a beast of a vehicle. And the quality and the fit and finish is amazing. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Range Rover SV. This is the upgrade to the Autobiography. This is a car that's better than the Autobiography. They no longer make the Autobiography as the top of the line model. It is now the SV that is the top of the line model, and the Autobiography now comes under it. And this is the top of the heap, ladies and gentlemen. This is the best car that Land Rover makes. The only thing I question is, with these thin tires, can you really off-road it? I guess you could, but who would want to? If you're gonna off-road, you're probably gonna get a Defender 110 or a Defender 90 that has a shorter wheelbase and you have more capability. But if you want the ultimate in luxury and you wanna compete with a Cullinan, or you wanna compete with your neighbor who has a Cullinan, or perhaps a G63, you get this. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.